What up, everybody? Hope you're doing well. Here I am sitting there watching a video and trying to pick up some added information, you know. And the thing about it is that I always watch the videos with the people that I'd be willing to trade places with. And if you pay attention long enough, you'll start to see some things that they say, that they do, and it's kind of a reoccurring theme. So, the other thing that ends up happening is that it's almost like you watch the same stuff regurgitated, and it might be said a little bit different, but the main idea is basically is this, you know. And it's kind of like weight loss, okay? Weight loss basically comes down to two things. More calories getting burned and less calories coming in. Just the same as financial independence is less money going out and more coming in, or more staying in, more getting invested. That's really the way that it works, okay? It's not a mathematical formula that you have to add pi r square or pi r round, pi r polygon or whatever when it's a full moon and the tide is coming in. No, you don't. The thing about it is that it's extremely easy. The reason that it's so difficult for everybody is because it requires telling yourself, no, I'm not going to go and spend this money. No, I'm not going to take Disney. No, I'm going to not put my kids in baseball. No, they're not getting new cleats. No, she's not getting a new baton or cheerleading outfit or going to cheer camp or whatever. No. I'm actually going to do something and I'm going to invest it. I'm going to start putting some money away. Or, no, I'm not going out this weekend. I'm going to get a part-time job and I'm going to start making some extra cheese and start investing. Side effect, but basically that's what it comes down to. What does this all equate to? Choices. Plain and simple. We all got choices on what it is that we can do and where we put our money and what we spend it on. And the thing about it is that it's not fun for the most part investing money. There is no emotional payoff. It sucks. And I give you a great example. I've got a truck right now, that 6.4 liter, that gas burner Dodge of mine, sitting in the front yard, and the motor's about shot. It'll drive, you know, it's still somewhat useful and everything, but, you know, one day it's just not going to go any longer, okay? So you'll be stranded. Well, new motor is $8,200 delivered to the dealership. Called Jasper, called O'Reilly's, called all kinds of places all over the country. Nobody seems to have a 6.4 liter remanufactured motor. Whatever reason, your guess is as good as mine, there's not one. But there's a few new motors that I can get through the Dodge dealership. So by the time I pay for that motor to get here, the new motor taken out, or the old motor taken out, new motor put back in, 10 G's. Still owe 20 grand on the truck. Unfortunately, they say the whole vehicle probably is Blue Book high retail is going to be about 30K. Well, here's the thing. What do? Do I just let it sit there and keep making the payment? That's an option, okay? What will happen, the truck's going to go downhill over time, okay? I can pay the 10 grand, get a new motor put in. I do need a backup truck, okay? Dumpster business, roll-off business, whatever it is, I've got to have a truck that will pull a trailer. Will that one pull a trailer? Absolutely. It did it for a while. Unfortunately, the 6.4 liter motors are characteristic of the number 7 cylinder. The cam lobe's getting wiped out. So, for lack of better words, folks, I just bought a lemon. That's all there is to it. I just got a lemon. You know what? I've had really good luck all of my life. I've had some very high mileage vehicles. I had a Z71 that got 225,000 miles out of it before it lost compression in one of the cylinders. I had a Chevrolet Corsica. That thing went 300,000 miles. And unfortunately, I did not check the oil in it one day, drove it low. And if you ever hear that sound, it's unmistakable. That's for sure.
Tell you,
hey, here we are again. Now, I've got some things about choices, as I was telling you about. okay? Because that's the only thing that separates you from financial independence, Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, Dan Pena, all the wealthy people. It's just choices. That's it. Okay? Some of them might be a little bit smarter, and granted, IQ does play to a certain part as far as being successful. There's a correlation with studies that have been done having to do with it's easier for people with higher IQs to become wealthy. However, it's not a requirement. And I've talked about the buddy of mine that does concrete, and God bless his soul, he's able to function and everything, but he has below a normal IQ. And I think the reason that he does so well is because he's not smart enough to know he can fail. Doesn't even cross his mind. He doesn't even think about it. He just keeps on going. No never bothers him. He goes and asks somebody, gives him a quote, never thinks, oh, do I look right? Am I skinny? Do I have a booger? Do I have a booger in my nose? Or nothing, none of that stuff. Nothing that goes through our normal people's heads. He just goes and does it. So, again, it's choices. Okay, now, fun fact. Any of y'all that are watching my videos and you've been looking for more than 3 to 4 weeks and you haven't bought any stocks, shame on you! You deserve to be poor! I'm here to tell you, folks, your life will be so much more easier when you're not having to worry about money. Okay? No matter what we do, it requires money. Somebody's going to say, nah, not me, man. I'm going out to the woods. I'm going to live off the land and everything. Okay, well, if you take off, walk out of the house without a stitch of clothing on, no shoes, no kind of cups, survival supplies, nothing like that and everything, and you make it to wherever you set up base camp and you start living off the land with no manufactured tools or anything like that, you made it. Okay, but otherwise, you got to use money. Somebody got to pay for some shoes to go on them feet. Somebody got paid for some money to put a stitch of clothing on that body so you don't get arrested walking butt naked down the road. I'm here to tell you, you gotta have money, okay? You can go to, I think it's Robinhood, and you can start out with a small amount of money, okay? Do me a favor, just start doing it. Make a $50 a week commitment, $25 a week commitment. If you're watching this, somehow you got internet access and you're telling me that you can't afford $20 a week to go investment towards your future, I'm crying bullshit. That's all there is to it, bullshit. Everybody got $20, okay? So here's the thing, 45% of Americans don't own any stock. Go figure. I think it's an atrocity, all right? 78% 78% are paycheck to paycheck. It is estimated over 80% of the people that are making 6 figures a year are one check away from their house going into foreclosure. Now, here's the thing that blows me away, okay? I sell a big ticket item. It's a roof for the house, okay? It's not fun, it's not glamorous, it doesn't look good, and you can't polish the chrome on a roof, okay? However, for generally speaking, the biggest investment that anybody has, that is the thing that protects it, is the roof. It goes on top of the house. Everything below it gets protected. I have people come to me all the time. Yeah, I got this leaking roof and everything like that, but you know what? I really want to get the bathroom done and everything. I'd like to get some new tile and everything. And I'm like, well, what about the ceiling up here and everything? Well, it's not leaking that bad and everything. And I'm like, Lord, help them. They just don't understand that everything below the roof that needs to be repaired, that is defective, needs to be, for it to, you're going to spend $12,000, $15,000 on a new bathroom and it's not protected by a good roof. you're going to spend that money twice. It blows me away. However, y'all hear me talk about this emotions, okay? There's not an emotional payoff for spending money on a roof. Spending money on a roof is painful. Just like I was talking to you about putting that motor in that truck, it's going to be painful. I don't want to spend that money on it. I don't. I'd rather spend that money on something else. I'd rather buy something that's going to make me some money. It is what it is, okay? 78% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, all right? %61 of Americans cannot afford a $1,000 unexpected expense. Let me say that again. 61% of Americans cannot afford a $1,000 unexpected expense. Something happens to the car, you got to buy a new set of tires that you didn't know, you ran over a box of roofing nails that fell in septic tank goes out, got to replace it, something with kids' teeth, something, $1,000, unexpected expense. 61% of Americans cannot afford that. And really, folks, you got to admit, $1,000 is not a lot of money. Okay, I think I carry $500 cash in my wallet wherever I go. All right, and then in the little tuck in the back, I got a $100 bill because they recognize those even in the middle of the jungle in Africa. They recognize an American $100 bill. Okay, but some places won't take a $100 bill. So what do? You carry a 24 backup. Figure anything I drive, $20 will at least get half a tank of gas. And if I don't have any cell phone reception, hopefully that half a tank of gas will get me to a place that has it. Okay, so I can spend some currency if need be, in case somebody is suspicious of old Robbo with a $100 bill. Okay, that's just what I do. Now, here's the thing, and this is the caveat to all of this. Financial illiteracy is the biggest pandemic this country has ever seen that has not been cured. And unfortunately, more than likely, it won't be cured because there is not an emotional payoff, and it is the long game, okay? Lottery. Boom, you got it. You just won. You got the money, okay? We'll say you did a $5,000 scratch-off ticket, all right? I know this guy used to come in my store. He hit a scratch-off for 50 large, okay? Every week that guy's playing hundreds of dollars in scratch-offs. Sometimes they're the 25, sometimes he'll get like a book of whatever they come, the $2, the $1 or whatever, and everything like that. Do I think he's spent more than $50,000? Absolutely. Have you ever met a professional scratch-off player? Okay. I've met professional blackjack players. I've never met a professional slot machine player, never met a professional roulette player. Now there's systems that you can use in certain situations having to do with roulette, okay? They got a pie scenario that they do, sometimes wheels, especially on riverboats and everything, because it might not be exactly level, and so the majority, there's going to be a chance that it lands on a particular number more often than not because that's the way the wheels slanted or something like that. So I mean, it's possible, okay? But I have never, and I've talked to I know people that bet sports for a living. They do real well, but that's only about 2% of the people that actually bet. The other 98 are, we're not going to go into that. But however, okay, very few people make it, right? And I know a lot of people that are professional poker players that make their living just from playing cards, okay? There's a big difference because that, in my opinion, has a lot more to do with skill than it does chance. Now, is it possible to lose even when you have the best hand? At times, yes, absolutely, okay? It does happen. But the thing is that financial illiteracy is like cancer. It kills. And the thing about it is that there's absolutely no, you're born in the United States of America or you have made it here, congratulations, you just hit the lottery by being here, okay? I hear it all the time about people, oh, all them damn Mexicans taking a job, especially having to do with roofing crews. And I'm like, whoa, hang on. One, you got a hard time getting out of bed. Number two, you think you're worth $25 an hour to start. You're not. Okay? Number three, they still look at this place as a land of opportunity. Okay? They'll get out there, work their ass off and everything, like make, $150, $200 a day, whatever it is, and then they take and say, send 90% of that back to Mexico. Why? Because they got a family to support, and they can do a whole lot better over here than they can there. And guess what? Everything that they do, even in Mexico, costs money. Okay? And the money that they make here and they send over there goes a whole lot further over there. All right? So you got one person over here making a living, and then he's making 40 people upgrading their standard of living over there. All right? And the thing about it is that we don't look at it like that. No, we're spoiled. We're brats. We are brats of the world. The thing about it is that we think that somebody owes us something. Okay? I'm not getting out. I'm not going to work on it. I'm not going to do it. You know what? I'm just going to wait for somebody to give it to me. Unfortunately, the government has been doing that for the last year and a half, 2 years. Can you imagine if everybody took that stimulus money and went straight into an index fund, put it in there and left it? Then come back 20 years and take a look at it? Ooh, that's what I'm saying. Now, that's the real pandemic. My suggestion to you is to educate yourself. Spend at least an hour or 2 hours a week, not only looking at your finances, but also studying finances. Figure out what are bonds, what are mutual funds, what are tech funds, what are REITs. What is it, the gold and silver market, precious metals, platinum, what are commodities? If you ever sit there and you study pork bellies and grain and beef and how commodities move, and because people didn't understand, when I'd go to their house and it was like, it's a sheet of plywood, it's $85. They're like, well, hey man, I put plywood on my shed, it was $30. I said, yeah, but you were doing that a year and a half ago. I said, man, things have gone up almost twice as much in the last year and a half. Plus we had the hurricane and now we got a shortage on it and everything. That drives the price up. Lumber prices change on a weekly basis. Sometimes it's only a few cents fluctuation and everything, but it does. And that's why you can go to Home Depot and a 2x4 treated $7.98 this week. Next week, $7.56. A week after that, it's $8.24. Guess what? The price changes. Okay? You got buyers out there that are buying, 20 million linear feet of 2x4 that's been treated, and then they turn around and they sell all of that, and they make 2 or 3 cents on every foot and everything. Well, that's not a whole lot of money. But when you buy and do that with 15 million linear feet, it's a lot of money. Here's the thing though, educate yourself, figure it out, go out there, start watching YouTube, there's a lot of great people out there that got some good content that are down to earth, easy to understand and everything like that. And that's the thing that I see people not willing to do is they want somebody else to do all of this. There's a definite advantage of having a financial advisor. The biggest thing about a financial advisor is if you lose everything because of something they have you do, they still get up and go to work the next day. And they'll probably drive by you while you're in the unemployment line, trying to get some food stamps or something and wave. Because they still got theirs, because they took care of theirs. I've never met a financial advisor that says, I got a financial advisor. Just saying. Hey, it's Rental Robert with the Hustle Nation. Have yourself a wonderful day and figure out who's got your money. And once you figure that out, tell me what you're going to do with it. That's what I really want to hear. I don't want to hear about, oh man, we're getting a jet ski, we're getting a gazebo and everything. What I do want to hear is that, hey man, I bought 2 rental properties and what that's cash flowing and everything like that. We went ahead and bought that mountain cabin, and guess what? We're going to do that Airbnb, or we bought the jet skis, and guess what? I rent those out too. They cash flowing well and everything like that. But get some money coming in, live a better life. Have a good day. This is the head of the editing department right here. This is Tyson. Yep, I'm the head editor. I'm helping here. That's what I do. Yep, I just sit around, look cute and everything. Sometimes I work security in case there's a cat in the yard, but otherwise I'm just helping edit videos and everything like that. Living the pimp life, that's me.